All right, we gotta talk about the issues that we have with battleground games right now. We got strongest heroes and shenanigans. There's a ton of battleground games. Not too far from recently, they kind of dominated Roblox. Strongest, I'm pretty sure, was the biggest and most impactful of the battlegrounds games. Heroes, in my opinion, is currently the best, and Shenanigans was really the first Battlegrounds game to kind of go for a more casual and goofy appeal. It kind of reminds me of when Samson made camping, and then the story game genre got really big. Games like Break-In and stuff really took off. And it also sadly made a lot of trashy games, just like what camping did. Anyways, I want to start off with the main thing about Battlegrounds games. The biggest problem with the Battlegrounds game genre right now is the fact that they put so much effort into the game, but give it little to no time to actually properly, I don't know, grow. I think it's the updates. It's definitely the biggest issue I think people had. The Strongest is a very fun game, but even that gets dry when it starts lacking updates. I played it a considerable amount of times. I have around 4K kills or 5K, I don't know, somewhere around there. I do not get how you people have managed to get over 10K kills. The
Weird,
game is not
buddy.
that fun, dude.
You're
Because when
weird.
it gets dry, I just don't like playing it anymore. And then I think the thing is, right, Realm Rampage is an example of a game that clearly died because of its lack of updates.
Yo guys, Tomo here. I just wanted to show you guys the stats for Realm Rampage right now, just to back up what I was saying earlier. Realm Rampage was one of the most hyped battleground games that was dropping pretty much. There were so many videos on it, so many YouTube shorts. Like this game was hyped, and as you can see, when it dropped, 74K players, that's a ton of people. But a lack of updates, and you can just see how the game player count just dropped more and more and more. And look, dude, it's like it pretty much dropped like a rock. Like it hit a point where Road Rampage was only at like 1,000 to 2,000 players, and even then, with just no updates, it gradually kept going down until it hit a point where Realm Rampage was struggling to get over 1,000 players daily. Look at this, like going down to as little as 500 players at some point. Yeah, 587. I think later down the line we got another 500 here. Yeah, like 573. This game was 585. This game was dead, basically, at that point. I mean, they did drop the part 1 update, which brought it back to 16K, but you can clearly see here that's why you need to update your game. This was one of the most hyped battleground game. The hype this game had was insane, and it was such a disappointing fall off. And it's all just because lacking updates, man. Lacking updates.
Now, of course, you could say, "Oh my gosh, Realm Rampage did update. Actually, it got like this part 1 update." No, it, no, it.
Shut your
I really don't care. Like, unless in that part 2 update, I see 3 to 4 new characters and they rework Ichigo, I do not care. And dude, if you take too long to make an update for a Battlegrounds game and people end up hating it, that's even worse, dude. You will be absolutely shamed off the platform. Literal death sentence, man. And like, I think only a few games on Roblox I've seen survive with minimal updates, specifically in the anime genre. Peroxide's one of the weird games because I don't know how that game isn't dead when it hasn't had a real content update besides like minor things in what, I don't know, a year at least now.
Alright guys, Tomo here, or ATM, that's why I'm like calling myself a nickname now. But I felt like I had to show you guys this real quick. Look at this, look at this. Peroxide, 2.9k players. 2.9k players. Peroxide right now has more players than Realm Rampage, which mind you, Realm Rampage updated not too long ago, even though it's just like the part 1 update, but still, this game the game went back up to like 16k players and then dropped back down to 2.8k, but Peroxide has 2.9k. It's 3:46 a.m. and Peroxide has more players than Realm Rampage, the game that has almost had no content updates for like what, a year now. Dude, I'm just like actually shocked because this has to be proof that Peroxide's a good game, right?
I have no clue, but Peroxide, I saw it had like almost 4K players, despite its lack of updates, which is absolutely insane, man. Especially games like these battlegrounds games, man, where content is just so focused on the characters themselves. Not updating is basically asking to kill your game. And that's how a lot of actually decent looking games just die off because of its lack of updates. I think Legends Battlegrounds is also an example. They take their fair time to update. I mean, updates happen just so slowly that you just see their player count really drop until it eventually does come back up. But I guess that could go for all games, but not updating is what's going to end up killing your game.
I'd say with that, that's probably the main video over. But I did want to add an extra section just to rip apart one specific game, and that's Cursed Battlegrounds. Around the time Sorcerer's Battleground was pretty big, I'd say. Like, it was kind of like the Jujutsu Kaisen Battlegrounds game before Jujutsu Shenanigans came out. Cursed Battlegrounds was really hyped for, potentially being the Battlegrounds game to compete with Sorcerer's Battlegrounds. But Cursed Battlegrounds was probably one of the most pathetic examples of a game I've seen. Now, I do not want to judge because I don't know what happened to the developer or the owner of the game or where they possibly could have went, but still, Cursed Battlegrounds was essentially going to be pretty big. I mean, let's be honest here, it was really popular for a good while, very popular. But I guess the developer or the owner just let the game die. And clearly, I don't think anything was wrong with them because they made a lot of private server plus characters. Like, if I recall, I think there's like a private server plus Sakuna, private server plus Gojo. It's just the work of someone who wanted to make a game and I guess had no motivation for it. But actually, just because of this, I'm gonna go search up why Cursed Battlegrounds died right now, because I'm so confused why a game with so much potential was just allowed to die out. Alright guys, ATM back here. I decided to do some research. I checked through almost everything I could. I tried to join the Discord so I could potentially ask a few people, but all the Discord server links are closed. And because all the Discord server links are closed, it means I can't get into the Discord at all to watch anything. And honestly, when I said research, I meant like 5 minutes of trying to get into the Discord, because I refused to watch someone else's YouTube video on what happened. But now, because I can't figure out what happened to the developer or anything, I'm just gonna say what I feel about the game. Cursed Battlegrounds is honestly one of the most pathetic attempts, or no, pathetic examples of a game I've seen. One of the biggest possible fumbles I have ever seen in my life. Like, I'm talking, this is worse than when like Star-Lord or whatever knocked like Thanos out of whoever, I don't know, Mantis Girl's mind control thing or what she was doing, and sold the game for everyone, causing endgame. It's just absolutely horrid, man. How do you go from having a game with so much potential and then just letting it die off like that? And I'm looking at you, Type Soul, as well. You know what? Type Soul can get astray too, because let me talk about Type Soul as well on this. Type Soul was one of the most pathetic games I've ever seen. How do you have a game that's averaging 20k players, which is amazing, by the way, averaging 20k players, and somehow not mess it up once, not mess it up twice, but mess it up almost, what, like 3 times? I can't even count all the time that Type Soul has had drama on Roblox. The only thing I liked about the type soul drama was that it was really entertaining watching people hate on the game. That's the only thing about it I like. Now, how did I talk about like how did talk about battlegrounds game on this video turn into a rant on type soul? I don't know, but I hate type soul. I tried to play that game and I still hate it strongly. And I can't wait till it comes back because I'm gonna play it again too, just for you guys to see me hate on it. I'm gonna trash on that game the moment it drops, unless I'm actually impressed, because like if I actually start enjoying that game, I'm definitely gonna play. I'm just going on a rant, aren't I? All right, here. Let me try to summarize what I think I'm trying to say. I just don't get why people have these games like First Battlegrounds, Type Soul, like games that are doing amazingly well, actually earning you revenue off of how well well, potentially earning you revenue off of how well it does, and then you just leave it. Like, man, I just don't get it. I don't get it, man. Anyways, guys, sorry for taking so long to upload a new video. ATM out. Also, for this guy who just killed me just now, here's me getting revenge on him. There he is.